Okay, I welcome you all with love. You have been hearing me talking about how we can best protect ourselves from COVID-19, but really all the pathogens that we face in the world. I want to remind you of something I put in my newsletter, is that there was an old argument, probably going back to the 1850s, but really at the time of Louis Pasteur, where Louis Pasteur said, the germ is the problem. And Claude Bernard and Anton Beauchamp said, no, it's the terrain. Okay, so what are we talking about? We're talking about the most important way to protect ourselves is build the terrain. And I think it's really helpful not to think about protecting yourself as much as building your life force energy, building your joy on all these levels. And the terrain then is having to do with the foods that you eat, which I'm not talking about today, having to do with building your lung capacity, which I am talking about today, proper hydration, building relationships, sacred relationships, working with larger groups to build a group energy that's productive, proper exercise, getting enough sunlight, getting enough joy in your life. This is how you build the terrain. Build the love. Build the light. Activate all your systems. So today, one of the most important systems to activate is our lungs. Well, we want a very strong lung prana or chi. And to do that, we need to know a little bit of breathing exercises. Not that complicated, but that's what we need to know. And what I will tell you is that when people don't actually practice breathing and stretching their muscles and improving their lung capacity, by the time they're 70, they can lose up to 70%, 50% of their lung capacity. Think about it, 50%. Now, if you're exercising and breathing, that's just really not going to happen. So our idea today is to build up the lung chi, lung prana, to protect our lungs from all kinds of upper respiratory or lower respiratory viral attacks that really have gone on year after year after year. So I'm going to teach some basic pranayama. That's what we call it in yoga. All right, call it breathing exercises. In any case, it's always good to breathe. There's a real problem if we don't breathe. Okay, so let's start with the basic breath. It's called the full yogic breath. And what we do is we bring our stomach out. I'm putting my hands below my ribs, right there. And now my stomach extends out. And what it's doing is it's actually expanding my lungs because it's lowering my diaphragm. Ready? Now the next thing is we're inhaling about the bottom of our rib cage and the upper. And we kind of hold it in what we call the third eye. That's what we want to do. We're going to breathe into the count of 7. Just watch this. Hold for the count of 7. And exhale for the count of 7. Now, as we exhale, we're going to completely exhale. Now we'll breathe in again. And now exhale. And that is the first breath. that we're going to do. Now, even breathing now, I find myself getting a little heated, which is actually really good. So I'm going to now show you the fire breath, which is good for heating up. It's really good for digestion, and really 6 minutes of this is like running 2 miles. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my shirt off and make your life a little easier to really see what's going on. I think that's the best way to approach it. I like the shirt, but I'll take it off. Okay. So let's just look at the yogic breath again, just so you get the whole picture. So I'm breathing in, my stomach goes out. See, it's coming out. I'm still inhaling, and I'm holding it to the count of 7. And then I'm exhaling. That's the full yogic breath. Now, there's one other thing that's really good to do for all the breaths. Once we've got that, it's called the Muladhara Bandha. And it's a lock that we tighten. And it's a little bit in front of the anus and a little back behind the vagina or testicles. And it's where the muscles come together. There's actually not. And we're holding that. And in the yogic tradition, it's pulling the energy up, literally to the third eye. So we're kind of bringing it around and circulating it. So it's very, very good to do this as we're doing it. So you're holding the perineal knot, and then you're breathing in. Now you're breathing out. That's worth doing. Maybe 7 rounds of that once or twice a day. Now, the truth is, I do it once a day. But it generally depends who you are, it's good to do. In fact, I do the pranayama exercises 6 days a week. Okay? Often Shanti, my wife, gets it. We'll do it together, and we'll be facing the mountain and breathing fresh air. This is for video purposes. We're indoors. Now, the second is fire breath. Now you just watch what I'm going to do. Watch my hands. I press here. It's coming out through my nose. And you naturally let it expand. So it's now you can go faster if you want. But what I suggest people do is go at a rate that they're comfortable, get your timing down. So the key concept here is, watch my hand, I'm pushing in and out at the same time. That's the key concept. It builds even more fire. I can feel the heat even as I'm talking to you. And that is really good for digestion and really, again, really good for the lungs. Now, there's a second part of that, which we call fire wash, and I'm going to take it on 2 levels. One is fire wash, and then finally what we call Udayama, which is a little bit more sophisticated, but is really, really good for you. Because it kind of like cleans your insides at the same time you're doing this. So fire wash, and what I'm going to do, without being too risque here, is show you how that works. So for this, I have to kind of lean forward. Exhale. Okay, so that was fire wash this way, and then Udayama where I rotated it around. And the key is, again, creating a vacuum and sucking in. So those are the two levels that I'm sharing here. So I'll give you the full round, actually. Let's do the fire breath. And I'll go, you can go up to 2 minutes per round. You don't want to overheat and don't want to overdo it, okay? And then on the final one, pull it up.
Yeah, but let me hold the microphone while you do that, because they said it was muffled before.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so I got the report. It's a little muffled, so I'll do it again. Here we go. We're going to do the fire breath. And now, fire wash. This is more advanced. And then inhale. And now you just do the same thing again. Fire breath. And then fire wash or Udayama. No, I'm just showing you, just so you get the sequence. Now, there is one more breath we're going to do, which is very good for balancing the right and left side of the brain. Okay, does that look okay? Okay, and that's what we call alternate nostril breathing. So we're going to take the breath in with a full yogic breath, always starting with the left nostril. And the count varies according to what you do. So we're just going to do 4 counts in, hold for 8, exhale for 16, and stay exhale for another 8. Here we go. So just watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to inhale, full yogic breath to the third eye. Ready? Step 1. Full yogic breath, count of 4. Hold for 8 in the third eye. And now exhale for 16 to the right nostril. And hold out for another 8. Inhale through 4. Hold for 8. Out, exhale through the left nostril, 16. Hold out for 8. That's one round. It balances the right and left side of the brain, and it actually is very good for clearing, again, the upper respiratory areas as well. Now, you can also do 2, 4, and 8, whatever kind you want to do. So this time we're going to do 2, 4, and 8. And that way you'll get a feeling, because you have to go at your own rate. So I kind of put my hands like this. So here we go. I'm going to inhale for 2. That's a full yogic breath. Hold for 4. Flip around. Exhale to the right nostril. 8. Hold out for 4. Inhale to the right nostril. 2. To the third eye. Exhale to the left nostril. 8. Hold out for 4. So it's good to do 4 rounds of that. And what you're doing, again, you're doing the full yogic breath. You're creating the fire with the second round I talked about, fire breath and fire wash and Uddiyama. That's more advanced. And finally, alternate nostril breathing. And it is really sufficient. Now, I don't recommend people get too carried away with this. What I recommend is 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and that keeps things in balance. You can do anything in excess, but if you do that much each day, that will really serve you and really increase your breathing capacity, and even more important, build the lung chi or lung prana, which makes your whole energetic immune system a lot stronger for any kind of invading viruses or bacteria or things like that. So may you be blessed with practicing this. It does take a little practice. And really that it protects you from all external pathogens. Peace be with you. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And just an extra thought, after you do your breathing exercises or your pranayama, that's a really good time to go into meditation. So, again, blessings to everyone.